Hey guys, welcome to CageCast MMA. I'm your host, Mad Mike BMX. You can catch me on social media pretty much anywhere Instagram, X, Facebook at Mad Mike BMX. If you're new to CageCast MMA, this is an MMA channel where we take a look at the UFC's upcoming cards and we place DraftKings bets. And during the week, we give a fight breakdown. Today, we are looking at Neil Magny versus Carl Prates. Sorry if I messed that up, Carlos. This one I took a look at each guy's. Looks like Carlos has only got 3 fights in the UFC, and they're all wins. So that's pretty spectacular. He's lined up for Neil Magny. Looks like he's looking to catapult himself up the rankings. Um, Neil Magny is one to reckon with. He is a great welterweight. Unfortunately, he's two of his last four that he has lost. He's got one to Michael Morales that he lost last, but he did pick up a win right before that in 2023. He lost one to Ian Gary, as well as he lost one to Gilbert Burns. However, if we're taking a look at Magny, he is only losing to the top competitors in the division. He lost to an undefeated Ian Gary, which is working his way up the ranks and close to a title fight. He lost to Gilbert Burns, and we know Gilbert is a beast and is also a top contender in that weight class. He lost to Michael Morales, which is also undefeated. So if we just take a look at Neil Magny, he may be 2 of 4, but he's only losing to top contenders or undefeated fighters, which is very spectacular. Him coming off a loss, he's going to be pretty hungry. So I put $5 on the DraftKings bets for Neil Magny. He is the slight underdog on this one. Not even slight underdog. He's a pretty big underdog. I'm pretty sure he's 3 to 1 or 2 to 1 odds here. So $5 should flip around and get us some good winnings here. I am expecting Neil Magny. If I had to guess, we're going to say it's a stoppage. He's good at the TKO KO stoppage, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a rear naked choke on this one. However, I'm going to say round two, about 3 minutes in. He's going to be a little bit too much for Carlos. He's going to slow his UFC run down, and Neil Magny's going to get that win that he's been looking for. Again, 2 of 4 sounds bad, 50% of his last 4 fights, but again, undefeated Michael Morales, an undefeated Ian Gary. He went up against Gilbert Burns, which is a top contender. So, I mean, he is fighting the cream of the crop here. And I think coming off a loss, he's going to be really, really hungry, really, really want that win. Really going to show everybody that, hey, this new up and comer that's making waves, hey, I'm going to slow him down. He's just a splash in the pool to me. Again, Neil Magny gets this one done for me. I say stoppage, round two, about 3 minutes and 25 seconds into the round. So a little bit more than halfway through. Neil Magny, rocks him with the knee and then combos him off and wins. So I think that's how this one's going to go, guys. Neil Magny for the underdog win on this one. Um, I don't see this one. I don't think it's going to go the full distance. It sure could, but for 5 rounds, I don't know if Carlos has 5 rounds in him. He hasn't been a 5 rounder yet in the UFC. Neil Magny's been there before. He's headlined some of these fight nights. He's been in big fights, and again, I think that's going to carry him through. He's fighting top contenders. Neil Magny is, and Carlos. This is going to be his biggest fight so far. If he gets past this, hey, let's give him one of those top contenders. Throw him up against Gilbert Burns after this if Carlos can get past Magny. Again, I just don't see that happening. I see Neil Magny doing what needs to be done, using his reach advantage to keep this at bay, and then getting in close when unexpected. Again, this is going to be a lot. I think this is going to be a lot of bouncing off the cage until that TKO comes. It's not going to be a knockout. It's more likely going to be a TKO. Start with the knee and then go into flurries. And I think he's going to be a little bit too much for Carlos. Now, this is Neil Magny, guys. Sometimes a lot of you guys get him confused with Jeff Neal. That's not the case. This is Neil Magny. He is definitely a top contender here. Not saying that Jeff Neal isn't either, but I think we've all seen Neil Magny grow, and I think he's got this one. Again, he's coming off of 2 losses out of his last 4, but they're only 2 undefeated and top contenders. So Neil Magny, prove me right. Let's get some good wins going. If we win off this one, that gives us a little bit more than $31 we can throw at UFC 209 and make it a lot more interesting. So, guys, keep tuned. If you think Neil Magny's going to fall short on this one, tell me how he falls short. Is it going to be a decision? Is it going to be, is he get submitted? Does he get knocked out? Let me know in the comments, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I want to do these live. Let's get me up to 50 subscribers so we can start doing these live every week. Hit the notification bell so when you see these videos drop, you don't miss them. Again, the more activity, the algorithm will push this a little bit more, guys. So leave me some comments. Let's argue about these picks. Let me know who you guys have on UFC 309. In the comments, let me know who you got against Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. We're going to be covering that one this weekend. I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is Mad Mike. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.